Okay, Saints fans and who that's, this is Kyle T. Mosley. That's Mr. Bob Rose of the Bayou Blitz and the Saints News Network. Welcome to our halftime report. The New Orleans Saints are in an exciting slugfest. No, not quite. But the Saints are winning 17-0 at Denver. Bob, what's going on? What is going on with the Saints offense? Please explain.
Kyle, I wish I could, and I'll try to keep this as PG and kid friendly as I can. It is quite obvious, that Sean Payton does not trust quarterback Taysom Hill. He trusts his defense to make plays and keep the team in position to win football games much more than he trusts his quarterback or his passing game right now. And it is hard to argue with the logic, but it's also hard to watch. I feel bad for all you fantasy football owners out there that have Alvin Kamara or Michael Thomas or Emmanuel Sanders or Jared Cook, because a lot of those guys are observers right now. The Saints are doing their job up front. They're winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, and they have established the running game. Coming out of the locker room with a 17-0 lead, it wouldn't surprise me if Coach Payton was a little bit more aggressive with the passing game. Because he does have a margin for error now, especially against a Denver offense that is playing obviously with their fifth string quarterback. The key to the Saints was coming into the game was establishing the run, not letting Taysom Hill take any chances, and the first half has very much played that out.
Okay, well, the defense has been playing as well as we expected the defense to play. Matter of fact, the defense has to continue to play this way the remainder of the season, especially waiting for Drew Brees to heal and get back. Was the Falcons game an aberration? Was it just one of those games that Taysom just overly performed, and now we're seeing him settle in and what I guess defenses have seen on tape and keying in on, because this Broncos defense has really kept the team in the game, because it could have been a lot further away from them than just 17-0, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Denver does have a very good defense, especially pass defense. They run a variety of different blitz packages. They will aggressively get after a quarterback. And Vic Fangio and Ed Donatel, the defensive coordinator, they do a terrific job of scheming against younger quarterbacks. We saw them basically force Tua of Miami into his worst outing by far of the season so far. And I was a little bit worried about that aspect of the game coming in. As far as your original question, Kyle, as far as Rich is the real Taysom Hill as far as quarterback, I'm thinking that it is somewhere in between. The composed playmaker that we saw against Atlanta and the junior high quality of football that we're getting from the passing game right now. Taysom is not making good decisions with the football. You don't want to see him put his team in a position to make mistakes, and I get all that. But he's also not putting his playmakers, giving the ball to his playmakers with an opportunity to make plays. We see Michael Thomas is not getting the ball in stride. He's throwing the ball out behind Alvin Kamara, over top of Jared Cook. Taysom just has to settle down. I don't think he's as bad a quarterback as what we're seeing in the first half, but I also don't think he's as good a quarterback as what we saw last game.
Interesting. All right, Taysom 6 of 11 for 38 yards passing, a quarterback rating of 61.9. Michael Thomas 4 targets, 3 catches, 30 yards. The longest was that 24-yarder in the last possession. Now the Saints have scored again, Bob. It wasn't a touchdown this time. Scored again right before the half. The 10 points had really made the difference, because that first quarter was really tough to look at. Now, on the flip side, the Broncos, they're using the Wildcat, but they hadn't stayed with it. They weren't consistent with it, which really gave the Saints some trouble the first possession. Mm-hmm. Do you think right now, where they are down 17 points, that is going to be more focused on they're going to get away from Hinton and still focus on that Wildcat, which has been the only success?
It's very possible, and I think the opening drive of the second half will tell the tale of what Denver is going to need to do or want to do in the second half. The Saints will get the ball first to come out of the locker room, which will be here in just a minute. If Denver can stop them and get the ball back, you're only down 3 scores, and you've already proven, if you're Denver, you've already proven that you can stop the New Orleans offense. So it's not time to completely junk the Wildcat yet. But like you said, Kyle, you have to go back to it almost immediately if you get that opportunity. Now, if you go down 24-0, if the Saints score a touchdown, then you have to throw the ball. You really do. Fangio has put together a terrific defensive game plan. To answer your question, Scooby-Doo. But they have to get something going offensively to take some of that pressure off that defense. The key would be to get a defensive stop and go right back to the Wildcat if you're the Denver Broncos, like you mentioned, Kyle.
Okay. Before we get off, the Saints have 123 net yards, 10 first downs in the game, 3 of 8 on third down, and the rushing is at 98 yards with, let's see, Kamara, 40 yards, Murray, 43 yards, and Hill, 15 yards with his 2 touchdowns. Okay, anything else that we would need to key on? I know Janoris Jenkins got kind of banged up toward the end with his interception. Do we see your best friend, P-Rob?
Yeah, I do. I think so. Even hopefully Janoris is not injured badly because they are going to need him in games, in subsequent games. But even if he's just twisted an ankle, we're not going to see Janoris Jenkins in the second half. We're going to see Patrick Robinson, PJ Williams, and Denver is going to continue, New Orleans is going to continue to try to dare Denver to beat them with the pass, even with a backup cornerback. So, if you're New Orleans coach Dennis Allen, you tell Janoris, son, have a seat. You gave us a nice first half, but rest up for next week. Yeah,
I do like. Before we get off, I do like the fact the defense has been disciplined in the front seven. They haven't let them walk around and go to the second level too many times. Okay, any last comments?
No, like you said, I've echoed this in my pieces, leading up to the game. New Orleans is going to have to stay disciplined and aggressive in the front seven. We've seen that in the first half. If we continue to see that in the second half, it should be no problem for New Orleans to come out of this with a win.
Yeah, and Scooby-Doo, he is. I guess he kind of twisted his ankle, so he went into the medical tent after he intercepted the football. All right, guys, don't forget, you can follow us at si.com/NFL/Saints for the latest in New Orleans Saints news. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. That's Bob Rose. Bob, tell everybody how they can follow you on the why. It's one of those days on the World Wide Web.
Well, first of all, you can follow my work and me at si.com and the Saints News Network. Personally, my pages can be followed on Facebook at Bob Rose and on Twitter at BobbyR2613.
All right, Bob. Y'all take care. Follow us at si.com/NFL/Saints. Let's have a great rest of the second half of the Saints at the Broncos. Take care, Bob. Take care, and Who Dat Nation, y'all take care too.